Bulls, Hornets, 7:30 East. Chicago's -2. Totals 48.5. 6-0 in our last 6 NFL tier package plays on my premium page. 80% in our last 15 in that same package. Chicago's 9-8 on the year. Charlotte just 4-14. And at the moment, the Hornets are in the middle of a 7-game skid, having all kinds of problems on defense. Charlotte's currently dead last in defensive field goal percentage. Opponents are drilling nearly 42% of their three-pointers against them. And unfortunately for them, Chicago is one of the better three-point shooting teams in the game. Top 5 in three-point percentage, 122 points a game on the road. Ayo Dosunmu drilling 47% of his long balls. Josh Giddey with 20.5 points a night. And out of these teams' last 10 head-to-head meetings, the Bulls got the W in all of those contests except one. It's been all Chicago. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, injury-wise, Okoro, Herter, Williams, and Vucevic and White, they're all questionable for the Bulls. Pat Connaughton, he's been scratched for Charlotte. Hornets with overs against the Clippers, Pacers, and Bucks. Chicago games went 7-2 to the over in their last 9. I like the Bulls -2, over 248.5. Cavaliers, Hawks, 7:30 Eastern start. Cleveland's -5.5. Total is 237. Cleveland's 12-7 on the year, doing some great stuff offensively on the road. They're averaging over 122 points a game in their travels, actually drilling 17 three balls away from home. Donovan Mitchell, 30 points a game, 50% from the field. Mobley and Hunter, they're averaging 18 points a game combined. They're taking on an Atlanta team who failed to cover in 4 out of their last 5 games. They've got a losing record in their own arena. And a big problem for the Hawks on defense, well, it's been rebounding. They're in the bottom 10 in defensive boards on their own court. Now, injury-wise, Porter and Wade are questionable for Cleveland. Merrill's still out. When it comes to the total, Cleveland games went 5-3 to the over on the road this year. Atlanta with unders in 6 out of their last 8 themselves. I like the Cavaliers -5.5, over 237. Bucks, Knicks, 7:30 East. New York's -8, totals 232.5. The Knicks are 11-6 on the year. Milwaukee just 8-11. And this is a Milwaukee team who's had significant problems offensively. The Bucks are scoring just 109 points a night on the road, just 67% from the stripe in their travels. That is worst in the NBA. Might as well just foul them. Put them in the line. They're not going to make you pay. And they're taking on a Knicks team who does a nice job defensively themselves. Top 10 in fewest points allowed. Doing a great job snagging defensive boards. Now, injury-wise, Porter's out for the Bucks. Giannis is questionable. Bucks games have gone 6-2 to the under on the road this year. New York with unders in 4 out of their last 5. I like the Knicks -8, under 232.5. Magic Pistons, 7:30 East. Detroit's -3, totals 232. Detroit's 15-3 on the year, 8-1 straight up at home. The Pistons are averaging 121 points a game in the Little Caesars Arena. Best offensive rebounding team at home in the NBA. Jalen Duren, he's snagging double-digit rebounds a night, second on the roster in scoring. And Cade Cunningham, 28 points per contest for him, 9 assists a night. They're taking on an Orlando team who does play their worst on the road. They've got a losing record in those road trips, having troubles guarding the deep ball. Orlando's opponents are making nearly 40% of their three-pointers against them when they travel. Paolo Banchero's out for the Magic. Mo Wagner's questionable. Meanwhile, for Detroit, Ivy's questionable. Klintman's out. Total-wise, both squads with overs in 7 out of their last 10, respectively. I like the Pistons -3, over 232. Sixers, Nets, 7:30 East. Philadelphia 7, totals 222.5. Phillies 9-8 on the year. Brooklyn just 3-14. And out of 8 contests at the Barclays Center, the Nets took the loss in each and every one of those home games. Still looking for that first win in front of their home crowd. The Nets are currently second to last in guarding the 3-ball, dead last in offensive field goal percentage at home. And they're facing a Philly squad who's averaging over 120 points a game on the road, top 10 in shooting the 3-ball. Tyrese Maxey is making 40% of his attempts from downtown, 32 points per contest. And Kelly Oubre is averaging over 16.5 points a game himself, 50% from the field. Now, injury-wise, Embiid and Edgecombe are out for Philly. Ben Sharaf's questionable for the Nets. Porter's been scratched. Nets with overs recently against Washington, Denver. Philly games are 5-2 to the over on the road. Give me the Sixers -7. Over 222.5. All right, next matchup, Wizards-Pacers, 7:30 Eastern start. Indies -6.5. Total is 239 and a hook. And I'll tell you what, for a team laying several baskets in the, Indies -7. Indiana's -7. Total is 239.5. And once again, for a team laying several baskets in the spot here, the 2-16 Pacers have been horrible on the defensive end of the court. They're allowing 122 points a game in the Gainbridge Fieldhouse, bottom 5 in defensive boards. And they're facing a Washington club who, I get it, not a great basketball team, but they did cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 4, and they're doing a nice job shooting the long ball. The Wizards are currently in the top 3 in the NBA in offensive three-point percentage. CJ McCollum knocks down 42% of his deep balls, 18 points a game. And Keyshawn George, he's averaging 16.5 points a night himself, 44% from beyond the arc. Now keep an eye on George. He's got the sniffles, so he's officially listed as questionable. I think he's going to suit up. I know he's sick, but I think there's a good chance we'll see him in this one. Meanwhile, for the Pacers on the other side, Nembhard's questionable. Furphy, Nesmith, and Jackson still banged up. Pacer games went 5-3 to the over in their last 8. Washington with overs in 60% of their contests on the road. Give me the Wizards +7. Over 239.5. All right, next game, Suns, Thunder, 9:30 Eastern start. OKC's -15. Totals 225. Thunder's 18-1 on the year, undefeated in 9 appearances at home. And defensively, OKC's the toughest team in the league to score points against. They're allowing a league low 103 points per contest at home, first in the league in defensive field goal percentage. They're facing a Suns team who's playing just 500 basketball on the road. They've actually struggled in recent meetings against OKC. Out of the Suns' last 10 meetings with the Thunder, they failed to cover in all of those contests except for 2. So once again, if you're into historical trends, it has been all Oklahoma City. Now, injury-wise, Allen and Dunn are still out for Phoenix. Wiggins scratched for Oklahoma City. When it comes to the total, both squads with unders in 7 out of their last 10, respectively. I like the Thunder, -15, under 225. Kings, Jazz, 9:30 East. Utah's 1.5, totals 242 and a hook. And I'll tell you what, both squads with just 5 wins on the year, respectively, doing some very bad things on defense. For Sacramento, well, they're allowing 124 points a game on the road, second worst in defensive field goal percentage in their travels. Meanwhile, Utah on the other side, they're giving up 129 points a night in Salt Lake City. Bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Schroeder is questionable for the Kings. Domantas Sabonis out for about a month. Kings with overs against Denver and Atlanta. Jazz games are 7-2 to the over in Salt Lake City themselves. I like the over 242.5. Spurs, Nuggets, 9:30 East. Denver's -9. Totals 237 and a hook. And even though the Nuggets are favored by nearly double digits, they did fail to cover in 3 out of their last 5. Those were failures to cover against the likes of the Kings and Pelicans. And even though they've had little issues offensively, They really haven't been overly reliant on the three ball. Denver's making just a dozen three-pointers a game. They're taking on a San Antonio team who definitely plays tough on the defensive end of the floor. The Spurs allow fewer fourth-quarter points on the road than any other team. When it comes to the point spread, San Antonio covered in 4 out of their last 5 games. They're in the top 5 in the league in fewest points allowed. McLaughlin's out for the Spurs. Wemby's still out a little bit as well. Meanwhile, for Denver, Gordon's still out. Strawther's been scratched. Denver with unders against Houston, Minnesota, and Indy. San Antonio games went 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Give me the Spurs plus 9. Under 237.5. Next game, Mavericks-Lakers, 10 o'clock East. LA's the 10-point favorite. Totals 231. Lakers are 13-4 on the year. Dallas just 5-14. The Mavs have lost all of their road games except for one. Lowest point-producing team on the road in the league. They're facing a Lakers squad who does a nice job guarding the three ball. League leaders in defensive boards at home. Marcus Smart is questionable for Los Angeles. Ayton's upgraded the probable. Meanwhile, for Dallas, Anthony Davis is questionable with a calf injury. Dallas with unders in 5 out of their last 6 on the road. 13-6 to the under for the entire year. I like the Lakers minus 10. Under 231. Next and final breakdown for the video. Grizzlies-Clippers, 10 o'clock Eastern start. LA's minus 7. Totals 224.5. And for a team laying several baskets in this spot here, Clippers are just 5-13 on the year, failed to cover in all of their home games this season except for one. The Clippers are currently a bottom 10 point producing team, bottom 5 in offensive boards. They're taking on a Memphis squad who covered the point spread in 3 out of their last 4, doing a nice job defensively late in games. Memphis is in the top 10 in fewest fourth quarter points allowed. And when it comes to the injury list, Jerome, Morant, and Small still out a while for the Grizzlies. Miller and Bogey out for the Clippers. Clips with unders recently against Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Atlanta. Grizzly games are 6-3 to the under on the road. I like the Grizzlies plus 7. Under 224. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Bulls minus 2 over 248.5. Cavaliers minus 5.5 over 237. We're 6-0 in our last 6 NFL tier package plays on my premium page. 80% in our last 15 in that same membership. New York Knicks minus 8 under 232.5. Pistons minus 3 over 232. Sixers minus 7 over 222.5. Wizards plus 7 over 239 and a hook. Thunder minus 15 under 225. Give me the over 242.5 in that Kings Jazz game. Spurs plus 9 under 237.5. Lakers minus 10 under 231. Give me the Grizzlies plus 7 under 224.5. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that, happy Friday to you. Happy Black Friday to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.